I think, first of all, the market has noticeably improved in recent years. So I think what we see is not only a lot of small deal transaction, but we see big volumes that are currently traded in many markets. So let's say 3 or 4 years ago, of course, there were transactions in Germany or in UK because people wanted to do business, and that was reasonable. But nowadays, I think we can observe on nearly a weekly basis deals happening in many markets in parallel. I think transactions take time. It is not that investors easily tick the boxes. There's a lot of regulations, and deals can drag on for quite a while. I know of some major shopping center deals in Germany that drag on since Q1 last year, and hopefully we will see the closing of such deals in the course of this quarter or next quarter. So the individual deal takes quite a lot of time, and sometimes it is with uncertain outcome during the due diligence. People turn around every stone, and I think that it doesn't mean that what we see at the moment, that people just buy everything in the shopping center market at least. But when I now look at what happened in the last few weeks, 3 weeks ago, Commerz Real published the Blackstone transaction. It's a 500 million portfolio acquisition of a very good shopping center portfolio in Portugal, and also one asset in Spain. But that clearly sets the scene for something to happen in Iberia with regard to the shopping center market. A market that calmed down for a period of 6 or 7 years has now become active, and I think the Iberian markets will remain very active for the rest of this year. CPP have acquired, surprisingly, a share in the platform of MFI in a partnership with Unibail-Rodamco. Surprisingly, because Unibail-Rodamco already had a really great platform, and now they have this partnership with CPP. But for CPP, this makes a lot of sense, because if you have to buy 7 assets in Germany, this will take many, many years. So, and they have built up this major partnership. I think it was a 400 million investment, roughly, when I believe what was published in press. And they have access to 7 shopping centers, standing assets, and 1 development asset. I think that's really a very interesting deal. And again, it's a big ticket. Citycon, I remember the discussion with Marcel Coquel about a couple of months ago in London, and where he described how they act at the moment in the Nordics. And last week, Citycon published a 1.5 billion acquisition of the 2nd largest player in Norway, and Sektorgruppen. And they now suddenly are the 3rd largest REIT in Europe in the shopping center sector, following Unibail-Rodamco, following Klépierre. So another big deal that is happening. Last night I received a message from CPP. We have just acquired Puerto Venezia in Zaragoza, where we teamed up in a joint venture with Intu Group for another 225 million. So I know there will be risks, and I think we will later on also speak about yields that we inspect and pricing risk. But at the moment, I think I would follow here the view of Thomas Bayerle, that the scene is set for another very good year in the retail transaction market. I think my top 3 markets would be at the moment UK, Germany, and Spain, but there will also be a lot of activity in the Nordics and in Central Eastern Europe, probably led by Poland.